Welcome to another explainer. Today, we are unpacking something absolutely wild, Emanuel Swedenborg's highly complex mechanism of reincarnation. Seriously, this spiritual system is going to completely challenge how you think about your own life, your history, and even your own soul. Okay, let's dive right in by asking a question that totally flips our standard understanding of the soul on its head. What if your individual consciousness, like the exact you that is listening to me right now, isn't the whole picture? What if you're actually just one tiny fraction of a massive, overarching spiritual entity, and you're just taking your turn down here on Earth? Section 1. Breaking from simple reincarnation. We are drawing directly from Swedenborg's revelations here. And right off the bat, you should know this is a spiritual system entirely absent from standard Christian doctrine. He looked at the spiritual laws and realized that a basic, simple reincarnation model just didn't explain the vast, incredible diversity of human experience. The core difference is mind-blowing. It's not a single entity looping endlessly on its own through time. Instead, it's a massive composite structure sending out a fraction of itself. The text actually uses a great analogy for this. Think of the total soul as an octopus. Instead of the whole octopus jumping into a new physical body, which, let's be honest, sounds pretty chaotic, the octopus stays safe in the spiritual realm and just extends one single tentacle down into the physical world at a time. Section 2. The concept of soul siblings. So this builds into what the text calls soul siblings. The crucial takeaway here is that your soul is not a solitary lone wolf unit. You are part of a tightly knit spiritual group formed way back in the distant past. You belong to a collective, a complex composite entity made up of a main body and several branch bodies that all share a deep, fundamental spiritual DNA. According to the text, in the mid-level spiritual realms, what he calls the sixth dimension and below, these groups usually consist of about 6 parts. So you have one main central body and 5 branch bodies. And yes, you are likely one of those branches. But here's the catch. The whole group doesn't come down to Earth all at once. They take turns. So while you are down here living your life, navigating the physical world, the other 5 members of your soul sibling group are hanging back in the spiritual realm, supporting you and waiting for their turn. Section 3. Metaphor, Ferris wheel and water wheel. Visualizing a multi-dimensional soul group taking turns on Earth is honestly pretty tough to wrap your head around, but the text gives us this fantastic mechanical analogy. Imagine a giant Ferris wheel that acts like a water wheel. The massive wheel turns and one single carriage descends. It dips into a small pool of water at the bottom, moves through it, and then rotates back up into the sky. In this metaphor, that water represents the physical world, and entering it is the act of taking on a physical body. Let's break that down completely. The massive structure of the wheel, that's your total consciousness, your entire soul group. Earth is just that tiny pool of water at the very bottom. And that single carriage dipping into the water, that is one physical incarnation. That's you, right now. As the wheel turns, you get wet, you gather earthly experiences, and then you rotate back up, bringing all that unique, hard-earned knowledge back to the massive total consciousness. The problem is, because of our extremely limited earthly perspective, it's like looking through a tiny knothole in a piece of wood. We can only see the one carriage that is currently in the water. We look at a single human life and we think, oh, well, that's it. That's the whole person. We completely miss the giant spiritual wheel operating silently above us in the background. We mistake the fraction for the whole shebang. But all of this raises a massive question. Why such a complex system? I mean, why not just use a simple cycle of reincarnation where one soul repeats lives back to back to back? Why bother with the giant wheel, the soul siblings, and taking turns? Section 4. Seeing the world through diverse windows. So why the complexity? Well, the answer lies in the ultimate purpose of spiritual evolution. The text lays it out clearly. True spiritual evolution isn't just about repeating lives over and over. If a soul just repeated the exact same type of existence, it would result in a very low level of self-awareness. True evolution requires gathering highly diverse experiences across different eras, environments, and even genders. The ultimate goal is to expand into a vast, almost godlike composite entity, connecting closer and closer to the life of the entire universe itself. I absolutely love this quote from the text. It says, "To know God's world, we must change eras and environments to create new windows."
Every physical body you inhabit is essentially a brand new window, carefully crafted to observe a totally different slice of existence. Because think about it, you just can't see the whole universe looking out of only one window.
And this shift in perspective is a real game changer. What feels to us like 300 to 500 agonizing years of waiting between earthly lives, that's described as just a brief passing instant to the divine observer. It's literally just the fraction of a second it takes for that massive total consciousness to shift its gaze from one window to the next. Ultimately, the massive soul extends its branches to act as sensory organs. It says, we are sent out as eyes, feet, hands, and windows to experience various eras and locations. You are out there doing the groundwork. You're gathering the data, the complex emotions, the physical sensations, all to expand the total joy and awareness of your greater self.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought to carry with you today. If your current life is just one window, and you are just one carriage dipping into the water for a vast, composite soul, what unique earthly experience are you bringing back to the wheel today? Think about this specific view your window offers, because, according to Swedenborg, it is an absolutely essential piece of a massive cosmic puzzle. Thanks for joining me to explore this incredible concept, and I'll catch you in the next one.